Hey guys, this is Mike G here. So before we start the video, I want to tell you guys that on Facebook, there is the Dream Community. Here we will be doing updates, vote polls, live chats, and just have fun discussions and so on. Yeah, live chats. You guys can see me live. You can ask me questions. You can talk to me, whatever you want to do. So if you want to do that, if you want to go to the Dream Community, in the description and in the comments below is a link to the community itself. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so in our second episode of Fusion, we are going to be taking two of my favorite characters of all time, the two most destructive, iconic beasts in fiction, and fusing them together. Of course, I am talking about Marvel's strongest one there is, the Incredible Hulk, and Toho's King of the Monsters, Godzilla. Now, before we run down the characters like we do in our versus battles, I think it's important to explain what Fusion is, just in case if anybody's kind of lost on what this is. So Fusion is a series I am starting here on the channel where I take two characters and I merge them into a singular character that carry over all the dominant traits, whether it be physically, mentally, superpower-wise, or whatever, thus transforming them into an entirely new type of combatant, or just new character in general. Now, of course, this is just for fun, so you can get like super creative with this kind of topic, so everything I say may not be exactly as you envision it. So what I'm telling you guys is to not get upset over something that is really childish, because if you do, it'll make you look childish, and I honestly don't need that, and your comment will most likely be removed. Now with that in place, let's begin and start the fusion. Okay, so the Incredible Hulk is one of the strongest characters in all of Marvel due to his exposure to gamma radiation, which will of course play a huge role on this fusion with the King of the Monsters, that when he becomes angry or adrenaline starts to kick in, that he becomes increasingly more powerful over time. Also, it's pretty much official at this point that there also seems to be no upper limit to how powerful the Hulk can truly become. And just to give you guys a perspective on how insanely powerful he is, Hulk has destroyed an asteroid near the size of Earth. Yeah, held up a mountain range weighing 150 billion tons, and even held a planet together with nothing but his bare freaking hands. Now, in addition to this ridiculous godlike strength, Hulk has used this power to battle some of the most powerful characters in Marvel like Thor, Hercules, and Gladiator, thanks to not just his strength and of course surprising speed, but due to his indestructibility and healing factor. Now, in terms of how durable he is, the Hulk has survived a gamma bomb on a few occasions, a nuclear bomb, and has endured an attack from Red Hulk at full burning capacity, which resulted in a massive explosion, as well as Human Torch hitting Hulk with supernova levels of power with little effort on 2 occasions. Yeah. Now, when it comes to his healing factor, well, it's one of the greatest in the Marvel Universe, with some of the best examples being that during an encounter with Vector, all of Hulk's tissue is melted off of his body and regenerates within just a few moments, healed from being stabbed in the brain by Wolverine, as well as heal from a neck snap within a few days. So, with just 3 feats in mind, it's clear that the Hulk is able to heal from pretty much any injury with success. Now, we all know that the angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets, and we have seen 2 occasions where the Hulk has been the angriest he has ever been, which resulted in him becoming World Breaker Hulk, who, no guys, is not even on par with Rune King Thor, but we'll have a talk about that at some other time, trust me. That Hulk versus Thor video, man, I'm telling you what. Anyway, this version or power level of Hulk is so insanely powerful that a single step broke the eastern seaboard of the United States and in Heart of the Monsters obliterated an entire planet. Now, if you guys want to know more about Worldbreaker Hulk or just Warworld Hulk, there will be a link to my Warworld Hulk versus Thor video in the description and the comments below. Okay, so moving on to the king of the monsters himself. Now, drawing inspiration from the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I hope to God I didn't butcher that. I just know I did. Godzilla serves as a metaphor for the destructive nature of nuclear weapons and was in fact created by that exact thing and ever since has terrorized Japan. Also guys, the version we will be using is from the 1954 to the Heisei series from the 90s. Now, Godzilla has a lot of powers, starting with his trademark being the atomic breath, which is a focused, superheated beam of concentrated plasma from his mouth, which can set ablaze to anything it hits or even kill some of the strongest monsters in a single shot, with such examples being King Ghidorah. Now, this atomic breath has varied strength throughout the series due to his power actually increasing as each film was released. Whether it be from time travel mistakenly making him stronger, or another monster like Rodan giving him his life essence and energy to Godzilla to defeat Mechagodzilla 2. Which then resulted in the Spiral Ray, a far more powerful version of his atomic breath that activates usually when Godzilla is under extreme stress, absorbs too much energy, or becomes enraged. Keep that in mind. In addition, he also can generate nuclear energy from his body and release a nuclear pulse that knocks back his opponents or harm them severely, and will often resort to using such an ability as a defense when he is restrained or in up-close quarters combat with another monster. Now, Godzilla's nuclear physiology also grants him super strength that has allowed him to knock down very large buildings and skyscrapers, as well as lift and throw opponents several times his size, like how he slammed the humongous King Ghidorah numerous times, as well as hold his own prior against Biollante before becoming even far more powerful. Now, in addition to being one of the most physically imposing monsters, Godzilla is also nearly indestructible and cannot be damaged by gunfire, tank shells, rockets, missiles, as well as brute force attacks from other monsters with high levels of success. In addition to this, he has been submerged in a volcano, and only few have actually penetrated his hide, such as the likes of Mechagodzilla and Destroya. Now, Godzilla can take a great deal of punishment thanks to not only his insane durability, but also his healing factor. That's so intense that he could potentially survive from a pile of himself blown to pieces, and this healing factor, which stems from his DNA, has also proven to be a mutagen to other monsters like Space Godzilla and Biollante. Now, aside from that, his cells also allow him to naturally feed on radiation, just like how toads drink water from the pores of their skin. In addition, he can even go as far as absorb electricity in even other enemies' energy attacks and deflect it back, which he actually did, I think, to Mechagodzilla, but if I'm wrong, then please correct me. But if he is to absorb too much energy, Godzilla's heart will overload, thus will reach a state to critical mass and become Burning Godzilla. In this state, he reaches a whopping 12,000 degrees, with his atomic breath just now being regular spiral rays, and after a long period of time will implode like a dying star. Now, you guys are probably pretty surprised to hear that Hulk and Godzilla actually have some stuff in common. Hulk and Godzilla have incredibly similar power sets, but there are a few things that make them dramatically different and also make up an immense fusion that my buddy Jacob would love for me to call Gammazilla, but for this episode, we're going to call him Hulkzilla. Now, first off, the primary characteristic of Hulk is that his power rises as he gets angrier and has no upper limit to it. And even in his base form, the Hulk is already one of the strongest characters in the Marvel Universe, and that's just from some normal dude getting a dose of gamma radiation. Now, the key factor to consider here is the effect of rage that Hulk is going to inherit to Godzilla, who now possesses these gamma energies. In addition, these energies, along with Hulk's immense rage, is going to force Godzilla to take on a new physical transformation, which will increase his already insane power. So what will happen is that the power of the Hulk will cause Godzilla to become more enraged over time, which will then cause him to become stronger and stronger. Plus, when adding all the abilities already granted to Godzilla, what we have is a thought to be already indestructible monster that can now heal far faster, leap insanely vast distances, level entire countries, release high levels of energy from his body and mouth, as well as enter a state that is World Breaker Hulk merged with Burning Godzilla, which could then possibly end the entire universe. This fusion is so ridiculous, man. I'm telling you what. I'll never be able to use it in a versus battle. So overall, this fusion, in all honesty, is amazing simply because it's Godzilla with the powers of Hulk. And Hulk and Godzilla are some of my favorite characters of all time. And when you bring them together, it's like, oh my god, that's amazing! This is it. Again, this is like insanely overpowered. But that's all I've really got for this fusion, which sadly means that we are going to bring this video to an end. So if you are new here to Dream Battles, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment below for more videos just like this one. Oh, and ding dong that notification bell so you don't miss a darn thing. Also guys, again, if you want to talk directly with me or be updated on certain things involving the channel, then linked below is the Dream Battles Facebook community group page. I'll see you there. Mike G off your screen, stay tuned for the next video. See you guys soon.
This is